do? What it do? Happy Wednesdays. Happy rainy Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's being safe out there and being warm. That weather is not for kids. If you got some PTO days or sick days, use them today. Once again, this is Casey from In the Basement Podcast. Another great week coming through, a great basketball weekend. In the basement, you can hit us up at 302-844-8275. Number again is 302-844-8275. On Instagram, you can hit us at in_the_basement. And also on YouTube, In the Basement Podcast, and on Facebook, it's the same name, so you got to say it twice, In the Basement Podcast. What's going on, everybody? I definitely want to send, first of all, I definitely want to send my condolences to Vontae Davis, Vontae Davis. I believe it was Vontae Davis who passed away earlier this week. Definitely want to send definitely condolences to that family. Also, as well, I also want to send condolences to the Weems family. Looks like one of our homegirls, one of our good friends of the show, Alex. I believe his wife actually had lost someone close to the family. So I definitely want to send my condolences to you guys. Let me know if anything you guys need me to do. I'm here in the basement. We definitely want to send our condolences from the guys from In the Basement Podcast. And with that, let's get into it. Also, before I be remiss, to announce there's also been some news here in the NFL. It looks like Stephon Diggs is going to be traded to the Houston Texans. Not sure. I'm still not sure on the details, on the trade details, but looks like Stephon Diggs has a new home. Looks like he's been talking a little bit of stuff about Josh Allen, and a lot of people are coming to him about the greatness of Josh Allen. He's he's being real ho hum on that whole concept. So, congratulations, Mr. Diggs. You're going to a new change of scenery and stuff like that. Hopefully, and you have a great quarterback over there, a great up and coming quarterback, as a matter of fact, over there. Also, too, definitely want to send a shout out to some of my Philly guys in college basketball this year. It looks like they're going to be taking advantage of the transfer portal this year. Actually, Hasir Miller, not sure what school he's going to be going to. Shout out to New McGrady's finest. He's actually going to be taking advantage of the transfer portal. He's actually going to be transferring from Temple. Also, my guy, a friend of the program, Malik Moore's son, Justin Moore, who actually plays for Drexel, had a great year this year. Great year. Just want to give him a shout out. Shout out to Archbishop Wood's finest right there. He's also going to be taking advantage of the transfer portal. So once we get a little bit more information on where his next destination is going to be, then we'll definitely let you know. But definitely from the guys from In the Basement Podcast, it was a pleasure seeing you guys, grow and flourish there at your previous colleges and universities, especially you, Hasir Miller. I just seen you go, and you were just a street dog out there. And also, just more in your play at Drexel, definitely lifted the program up to new heights, almost got into the tournament and everything like that. So, I can't wait to see what your new destination is going to be. And, congratulations on your new change of scenery. So, great Also, I was watching the tournament as well. Again, over the weekend. It was a good tournament, definitely a great tournament. But I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't think really everybody was really worried about the men's tournament as the women's tournament, because the women's tournament was just like straight fire. It was fire over the weekend. It was fire on Monday. As a matter of fact, let's just get into it. Like Monday, if you didn't like really tune in to to the women's game on Monday, starting at 7 o'clock with LSU and Iowa, and then the nightcap with UConn and USC. If you didn't watch it, then either you don't like basketball or you went to sleep. Whatever the case may be, shout out to LSU and Iowa. I believe they had like about 13 million viewers. I believe that's worldwide. Watching those teams play. So definitely. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'll be totally honest with you, man. Like I was looking forward to this more than the men's game. I'm sorry. It was definitely, it was great to watch them play. And I'm gonna be honest with you, LSU and Iowa, when they came out, LSU had an agenda. They were ready to go. One second, let me get these lights. Hello, there we go. Yeah, these lights have a timer. Sorry about that. Let's get into it. LSU and Iowa. LSU and Iowa played once again the rematch. Iowa takes the second matchup 94-87. Um, Angel Reese, 17 points, colossal, 20 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals. This is a great stat line on any level. Anytime that your rebounds, you have double figures in rebounds and double figures in scoring, but your rebounds outdo your scoring, you're really doing something. You're doing something out there. Finney Johnson had 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and 1 steal for LSU. And for Iowa, the star of the night, Caitlin Clark had 41 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists. Um, 1 block, 2 steals. Also, Martin, the counterpart, she had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. With that, Iowa will play UConn in the Final Four on Friday. We're going to talk more on injuries too. Once I finish the recap and everything. Now the nightcap was great too. Also, 2 stars came to play. Um, Number 3 seed UConn and number 1 seed USC also played. UConn with the win, 80-73. Of course, Paige Beckers definitely didn't disappoint. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals. Um, Also for UConn, her counterpart, who also had a part in this, Aaliyah Edwards, Iylah. Sounds familiar like that song. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Juju definitely had a game. Great game, as a matter of fact. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Mackenzie Forbes, also for USC, had 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Great games by all 4 of these teams. So with that, unfortunately, there can only be one winner. NC State is going to take on South Carolina in the Final Four on Friday, and also UConn will play Iowa. It's going to be another great matchup because NC State has been ranked all year. Of course, South Carolina's undefeated. UConn has also been in the top 5 all year, as well as has been Iowa. Pretty much all these teams have been number one at least. Most of these teams have pretty much been in the same position except for Iowa. Iowa's has a couple losses here and there, but they're still number one in the nation. Definitely great job. So there's been a lot of talk basically in that Iowa LSU game, kind of almost like reminiscent of like Duke Michigan, Duke UNLV. Um, Notre Dame in football, Notre Dame versus University of Miami. It's kind of like the Catholics versus convicts type stuff. White versus black. Now let's just take all that out. Basically, number one, let's just take out the race and everything because I've been looking on the comments on Instagram. They're talking about Angel Reese. They kind of really been attacking her and things of that sort. And to be honest with you, I was almost part of that. But shout out to the baby bro, aka Dr. Kyle, in the Black Psychologist podcast. We had a great conversation about what's right and what's not right. Now, and I definitely agree with him, because I'm all for the smack talking. I'm all for the smack talking in the game. But I was reading some of the comments, and I was also listening to her post game interview after the game, with Floney and Haley Van Lith, aka Haley Van Cook. Um, it got really bad because it was just like, okay, she's getting yelled at, things of that sort. Okay, she can deal with that. But when you start, really kind of like hypersexualizing her and, also, you know, threats, that's when things are starting to take a turn. I think, whoever's doing all this, I think they have to just step back from the computer or your phone or your laptop, whatever the case may be, and just chill for a minute because at the end of the day, they might be playing a women's game, but most of these ladies are about maybe 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, maybe 22 at the oldest. And at the end of the day, they're still kids, and anytime that, you're reading that your life is being threatened, then yeah, I think that's way too much. No college student, actually no person should have to deal with that, So, shout out to LSU, number one, for, rallying around Angel. And speaking of which, Angel's actually going to be, going to the draft anyway. So she said later for all this, I was like, listen, I'm going to take all this abuse. Why use the rest of my NIL deals and I should get paid for it in the league. So, and I believe she's already being approached by, by different, endorsees, probably Nike, um, and a couple other like maybe media companies, I believe, that are um, going to, take advantage of her, her celebrity status. Um, but let's get to the game. Definitely a great game. That game did not disappoint. I mean, my brother and I, Dr. Kyle and I, we were actually watching this game, and we were like doing our own commentary and play by play um, from the get go. Caitlin came out with a mission. Kyle and I, we were talking about that. Like, so Caitlin didn't forget. Caitlin didn't forget about the ring and the waving bye bye and and that LSU loss. He's like, yeah, like she's been training all year for this, and she definitely didn't disappoint. I mean, I knew something was on when Caitlin came out and just shot a three and it made it all net. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a long night. And also, to the credit to the to the Iowa Lady Hawkeyes too as well. The role players understood their role. Um, Anytime the ball was rebounded, it immediately got down the court. Like you may be a fast defender, but you can't move faster than the ball when it's being passed. You can't be in two places at once. So, you know, um, shout out to Martin filling the lanes. Um, Also, also the other wing forward in the center trailing. I mean, that breaks like that are really that's an unstoppable break. Either you're going to stop that person by fouling, or you're going to get a bucket scored on them. So, but Caitlin came out, and then also, you know, I was trying to figure out what was going on with the coaching because Van Lith just kept, and I'm sure Van Lith is probably getting it on Instagram and Facebook. Hopefully you turned off your social media for the week, because all they're going to do is kind of like point at you, basically. But my thing is, I mean, really, you played pretty sound defense on, Caitlin. You tried to stop her from getting to her spot, to your credit. But the only thing was, instead of going under the screen, you should have went over the screen and chased her. If you'd picked up a couple fouls, so be it. But still, I mean, you don't go with a shooter like that. You definitely don't go under the screen. I mean, I don't care where she is. Like you get through that. Either you get through it, or you get over it, or you push up. Or you get whoever's screener, you push up on that screener to get her out of her comfort zone. But Iowa Lady Hawkeyes played a great game. They pretty much stuck to the game plan, even when LSU were going on their run. They didn't get frazzled because most teams, they know most smaller teams, when they see a run like that, coming on by LSU or the South Carolinas or the NC States, um, they usually tend to, instead of playing to win, they kind of play not to lose, and they kind of get frazzled, by the run, and then LSU can pretty much dominate with their will. But Iowa stayed firm. Pretty much ran their sets. You say either we're going to run a fast set or we're going to run a delay set. But somehow, some way, we're going to get Caitlin open, and we're going to get her a shot. Just to keep everybody honest. Also, in the next game, USC and UConn, definitely another great game. I tried to stay up for that game, um, but from what I was seeing, I think I fell asleep around the third, early fourth quarter. By then, Paige, Juju, and Aaliyah and everybody, they were just cooking. Aaliyah was pretty good on the boards. I mean, those 6 rebounds, they don't do her any justice because I think it's probably more than 6 rebounds. There's also a couple, knockaways, things of that sort. The way she was on, boxing out and just, having her teammates get to the ball. So, definitely want to give her a shout out. But that UConn game, it was great. It was a little sloppy in the beginning. They were kind of shooting, trying to figure everybody out in their defense. But once they settled in, oh, Paige was mesmerizing out there. And also Juju definitely definitely didn't disappoint. The only thing is with Juju, she's definitely got her 29 points, but it was a hard earned 29 points. Like it was, pretty much going to the free throw line, um, putbacks, things of that sort, maybe getting hard shots you usually don't have to work as hard for. But she still got her 29. She still got her 29. She still got her 10 boards. She still got her 2 assists. And I believe she had about 3 steals, maybe, per se. Maybe in a lot of, quite a few deflections. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to, just talk about the game pretty much. If you didn't see this game, it's going to be if you go on the NCAA network, if you go on the Big Ten network, or the Big East network or the Yes network, it's usually on there probably as a replay. But I'm sure different media outlets, YouTube will probably have that game, condensed game for you just to show, to show the excellence. And like I said, the NCAA tournament did a great job of putting the right teams in the right brackets to get the best possible matchups, the best possible viewers. Because I'm not going to hold you, I was tuned in. I was here at work trying to find, with my streaming services, I was trying to get ESPN, but somehow the media wasn't playing it. So I was just going through every social media outlet, just trying to like find the game so I could watch it. And then, like I said before, I definitely wasn't disappointed. From the gate, they were firing. They were firing shots, and they tried to bring up the narrative. With Caitlyn and Caitlyn and Angel, and Caitlyn and Angel, they don't have any beef with each other. They have definitely have respect for each other as competitors. They're going to see each other in the league, in the WNBA, for years to come. With other great talent that's actually also in the WNBA. I think probably the Indiana Fever is probably going to get Caitlyn. So I think Caitlin's probably going to be a top 5 pick, as well as Angel's probably going to be top 10. A lot of people are like, I don't see her as a top 10 pick. Some of the old heads, some of the former old heads in the WNBA are saying that. I'm not going to say who you are, Swoops. Anyway, she's saying she's not going to be a projected, top 5 pick, but I think she is. She's going to be good for the WNBA. But definitely wanted to, give my 2 cents on that, and also moving on to the NFL. It seems like Stephon Diggs is going to have a new home now. I don't know if that's what that's going to be for the Bills, but it's definitely going to be a lot for Texas. They already have a nice core coming back. They already have some great weapons, at the running back and tight end position. All you need now is solidify that with another, surface to air weapon, and Stephon Diggs. I think this might revitalize him, to be honest with you. And he can also, watch his brother, Tavon Diggs, over there with the Cowboys. So, yeah, this is going to be a match. And hopefully, I hope the NFL, the scheduling committee, actually they kind of match those two up with like an early season, non-conference game or something like that. That would actually be dope. So, let me know how you feel about like the Angel Reese comments. Let me know how you feel about the LSU and Iowa game. This is just a quick little recap. On the podcast. Also, don't forget the Final Four for the men. They're also playing. Purdue finally made it to the Final Four. I was wondering when Purdue was ever going to make it, like with Zach Eaton. So, and I'm sure Zach Eaton's probably going to get National Player of the Year. It's pretty much going to be a clean sweep of all the awards. So, I'll be there with the recap come. Hopefully, I can probably get that like maybe Sunday. But yeah, this is just a quick, broadcast. Talking about the ladies. Got to get the ladies. Got to give the ladies props. Also, speaking of props, the McDonald's All American game was actually yesterday. I got a chance to actually watch the guys and the girls. I actually got a chance to watch the scrimmaging too. Yeah, Flag is nice, man. Cooper Flag is tough. He's tough. Ron Harper's son is also tough too. But speaking of the men, the boys All American game, there was definitely some numbers out there. I was watching some of the plays out there, some of the talent out there, and Ahmad Noel should have definitely been in there. Somebody should have been off that list, but Ahmad Noel should have been in there. So shout out to Ahmad Noel. I believe he is going. I wonder if he's going. I wonder if he's going to the Jordan Classic. I think he's doing Jordan Classic though. That's still good too. So, but definitely props to Ahmad, and definitely get ready for this. Just get ready for the women's Final Four, man. Definitely get your popcorn ready. I definitely already ordered my popcorn. That should be on the way in a couple days, and yeah. So this is Casey just signing off. Just a quick recap of everything, and I'll see you guys on the weekend.